game of life, the game of Earth. And I'm going to give you a tutorial and a review. I'm going to tell you how to hack the game. I'm going to tell you also at the end how to beat the game eventually and to get on the leaderboard. It's just beautiful, beautiful game of life, game of Earth. So, the tutorial. Just like any other game, on the game of Earth, we also have tutorial. When we land on the game, we start our tutorial phase. And the developers call this part, call the tutorial part, childhood. And one thing that is not really similar with the other games and the other experience that you have with the other games is that you cannot see the stats, you can call it. You cannot see the strengths in general and plural that you have, that your character has. And you cannot even see what you're naturally good at, what you're not good at, what your characters can struggle with. I guess if you've seen the movie Jumanji, the first one, how they pop on their chest, if I'm not wrong, and there's like a whole thing pops up that gives the strengths, like some description, strengths, and what is deadly for them. Like it's kind of that Jumanji is a game, but in this game of life, the developers have hidden the stats chart and part on purpose. So when you're experiencing the game of life, there are no guides for you. You have no guides, and what you have to do is you have to dig and work and explore to really be able to understand your character. Another thing is, this game, the tutorial part is random for everyone. Everyone gets a different tutorial. Some characters, some players have it fairly easy, or we can say easier than the others, and some have it more difficult. But no matter the difficulty, Earth hides a lot of key details about every character, no matter the difficulty, no matter how the tutorial is and how you start the game. And there's always more to uncover. So you can say that the goal, the true goal of Earth, of the game of Earth, is to know your character really deeply. And a big mistake that you can see a lot of players do, maybe you do it, I don't know, it's assuming that they already know the character, and some of them even assume that they know their character pretty goddamn well, just simply because they've been playing it for a while now. And if you really want to thrive, you have to go deeper. You have to get to know your character deeper. Because the game developers didn't make it easy with giving you a guide or the ways or the answers to the game, but and they have made it really difficult for you to get the answers of the game. But once you do, the game upgrades from a survival game to a really badass self-mastery, which I guess is pretty cool. And once you hit that part, you can unlock at some brand new levels. You get brand new level unlocks and a lot more coins after the upgrade. Now let's talk about some glitches that this game has. Your character has so many programs open all the time. You can look at it and you can see it as like open tabs on a computer. And these game developers have turned off the open program alerts by default. So you have a really hard time understanding that you have them. And these open programs will cause your character to lag and to reduce your critical abilities, your focus, and basically your overall performance. And these open backgrounds could be unresolved tasks. They could be emotional baggages, distractions, or habits, which will eventually cause you to, when you have so many of them open and you cannot close them, they would cause you to not be able to level up in this game. And then we have this thing called entropy. And entropy is a silent killer. If you don't keep revisiting your systems, which is like how you play the game, how you earning points and how you earning coins, and what you're focusing on, you start trending toward entropy, which entropy is simply like a slow drift into chaos and disorder. And for you to be able to beat it, you gotta study Earth, study the game, study Earth, study the mechanics, study the rules of it, study the hidden systems, and basically just get to know the game pretty well to be able to beat it. Because the thing is, the more you understand how the game works, the better you can control your character's progress. This works in every game, and it's the same in the game of life and in the game of Earth. And then we have 5 key mechanisms of this game, which are pretty unique because no AI and no program can overrule these things and can replace them. And these are the pillars of success on Earth. At number 1, we have connections and love. A really cool thing that this game can give you is you can connect and meet with other players, befriend them, and have relationships with them. And it's really important for your character's development and process in the game to have other good players alongside it to be able to just help it in general for you to level up. And second, we have production, which is basically productivity, and it's really important. It's really important. It's that productive work that you put in, and this meaningful work is not grinding. It's not just grinding for a coin. It's developing purpose. That's why it's really important. It's developing purpose. And what you produce, whether it is physical, it is intellectual, or it is creative, it gives your character a reason to keep playing the game. That's why it's really important. And number 3, we have mindset. Again, pretty important. How your character thinks is everything in this game. Your internal game is just as important as your external game. So choose good missions and quests to take for you to take for your character to take on. Just choose good ones, good missions. And at number 4, you have character health. This is one of the essentials. You gotta have that health. It's important. It's really important for your character to be able to take on missions and to be able to continue playing the game. And if you want success in the game, it's not just the basic health of the character, it's to be in the best shape, both mentally and physically. So when you want to do a quest and a challenge, your character can face it, and you have the best chances to succeed. And at number 5, we have enjoyment. And this enjoyment comes from achieving meaningful goals and staying aligned with your purpose. Basically, what it is. And then we have designing your own quests, which again, it's kind of secret to have enjoyment, is to have your own quests. The game of life would give you plenty missions and quests, and it has so many to give you. But if you want to play like a pro, you need to start creating your own quest. So that's what successful people do. They don't wait. Successful players, they don't wait for the game to give them quests. They create their own quests and shape how their character's story unfolds. So Stephen Kotler is another player that is currently playing in the game, and he has this book called The Art of the Impossible. And that's about designing your own quest, and it's a framework on how to design your quests. You can think of it as custom missions that you can choose instead of letting the game choose it for you, which is really important. I'm just going to list them for you. So number 1, we have curiosity. At number 2, we got purpose. Number 3, we have passion. And number 4, we got autonomy. And number 5, we got mastery. And a pro tip for you is to build your quests to avoid your character's anti-vision. And it's a really important one, because a lot of players, they don't create enough time, and they don't put enough time to dedicate to know what they don't want to get and where they don't want to go. So it's essential for you to know what you don't want, so you can choose the quests accordingly, so it can get you to where you want to go in the game. And once your quests get mapped out, we got mission goals. You can look at these ones as checkpoints that you would have along the game. And these are some checkpoints that would help you to keep you focused on what matters and to keep you away from the distractions. There's another thing that this game does, another distraction that it has. It's called the NPC trap. And it's constantly doing it. If somehow you don't know what NPCs are, these are basically the non-playable characters which exist. They exist in the games, and they simply don't have any control over their reactions, and they just keep going through these routines and they have without having any purpose or goals. And the game of life is constantly trying to convert real players into NPCs. It's constantly trying to do it. And it's doing this through social media, deep scrolling, politics. So what you should do is to not let your character be consumed by whatever the media is telling. Another trap that the game does, it gives you some game tutorials. And sometimes they are in exchange of coins in the game for you to get those game tutorials, and you would not use them ever, basically. And one thing for you to know, it's all the players are prone to these traps. All the players are prone to these traps. So yeah, keep that in mind and be careful if you want to try this game. Now let's go over some hacks that you can do. Force your character to focus on what matters. Your decade, year, or monthly goals that you have, focus on them. That matters. The more you're able to do that, the less likely you are to fall into those traps. At the end of the day, you can see the difference between you and an NPC, because an NPC reacts and a real player chooses what they want to do. So that's how you can know if you're falling into the trap to be an NPC or you're actually a real player. And this game of life has some hidden rating system, hidden character rating systems that they will rate you, and it's mostly almost at the end of the game, and it judges your character based on these 5 things. Number 1 is decision perspective, love versus fear. And this is the ultimate test of the game. This is the ultimate test of the game. And it evaluates how often you make decisions rooted in love, can be empathy, connection, compassion, versus other things that come from fear, which are like self-protection, judgment, and isolation. And the highest rated players most of the time act and take decisions rooted in love instead of fear, which are most of the time is the easiest thing. When it's easiest thing to do to act and to decide based on fear, they do it rooted in love. And second rating system, we have connection to others. Points are scored for forgiveness, for collaboration, deep understanding, and it's basically the ability to dissolve the idea of separation. Because although it is a game, and when we hear the name game, we immediately think of competing. It's not about competing. It's about knowing that we are all in this together. So it's completely that this system is completely against the whole idea of separation. And the third system is adaptability. Because throughout the game constantly throws endless plot twists at your character. And these can be losses and failures. These can be unexpected changes. And the ability to be able to learn and grow from adversity can cause you to score higher and have higher points, basically. And the fourth system is authenticity. This is a hidden bonus for playing your character in alignment with what you truly are, who you truly are, sorry. And it doesn't have anything to do with what society tells you or what its rules are, or it doesn't have anything to do with trying to achieve more and extra success. Game developers reward the players who are true to their inner voice and their passion and their purpose. That's what gets you some high points in the game. And lastly, at number 5, we have contribution. And this is pretty clear, I guess. It's how much you give back to the game. Whether it is to help other players to develop and to level up, to develop and level up. And it can be something you leave behind after you finish playing the game, or helping to better the map, to rebuild the map, to fix the map in a better way. And yeah, that's it. And this game of Earth is full of challenges, obviously. It's full of challenges and distractions. And the best players are able to zoom out and control how their story ends. That's basically that's the way to describe the best players. At the end of the day, it's your game and your rules. This is how you beat the game. As simple as that. It's really important for you to remember all that. And this was it. I hope you enjoyed it. And I like this game of life. I would say I would give it a 4 out of 5. It's a it's a cool game. It has pretty awesome challenges. But when you're able to take control, it gets even better. As I said, from a survival game becomes a really beautiful self-mastery game. So good luck out there playing the game. I guess see you in a bit.